and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, AK.
And I'm Reflex, man. Hey, bruh, yesterday was good.
No, yesterday was litty.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And for those who didn't come out, God bless you. Yesterday was the how to start $1 million business with Chico. Shout out to Chico, for blessing us with his knowledge and opening his doors. And everybody who came out, man, on behalf of me and AK, we want to say thank you. And it's gonna be more coming.
Definitely,
it's gonna be more coming. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not gonna release the video just yet. It's not fair for us to do that right now because people had to pay to come watch this event and stuff and gain knowledge, which was valuable. I mean, the feedbacks after that was really, really
it was dope.
Yeah, it was dope. Thank you to everybody that came through, as Reflex said. Definitely watch out for the next one coming pretty soon. Not sure yet, but it's coming.
Everything in the pipelines.
Yeah, everything in the pipelines.
Yeah, man, we got a special guest in the building today, bro.
Yo, man.
Yeah.
You got natural hair, bro?
I hope I do. I'm a dude, so I hope I do. Shoot. I have you permed your hair one time.
Yeah, one time.
I think two times actually.
No, one time. One time. I just wanted to see what it felt like.
You just wanted to see what it felt like.
To
Dang.
do it.
Dang.
Just because somebody,
phases in life. Man.
Somebody put a bet on it. So I said, "How much you got?"
Wasn't no bet. You did that.
No, it was a bet from school.
Her face is like, yo.
It was a bet from school.
Yeah.
And I came home. I literally passed to the store and I got the thing, man. Came home, did it. It burned my head too, like back of my head, bro. That joint hurt for like.
You did
a
it
week.
yourself?
Yeah, I did it myself. I went to the saloon, man. They told me that joint, the price. I said, what? I said, nah, forget that. But anyways, I'm not talking about me today.
All that is to say, we got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
AK, you want to let them know who got in the building today, man?
No. Yeah, definitely. Hey, she's the creator of the creator, man. Really, the creator.
Yeah, she is a creator. That's what she's a creator.
Anyway, she's the creator of Typical BlaQueen. Listeners and watchers, please welcome natural hair influencer and speaker LaVondra Shinholster to Stuck in the Middle podcast. I hope I didn't butcher your name.
No, you didn't. You did a really good job.
She got a friend in the building, by the way, who is lit.
Very lit.
Yeah. Welcome to Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So
y'all are very handsome yourself.
Man, like when we created that flyer, right? And we posted it online, like our DMs, which is
really
like, yo, who's that? When is she coming on? I said, bro, the date is right there.
Tune in.
Just tune in, man. Like, come on.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, everybody, like, I feel like, when we drop this episode, people gonna definitely be watching for different reasons.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
In a shallow way, I'm excited.
Let's dive right into it as the, saying like, you get this question as a natural hair influencer, as a natural hair owner. I don't know if that's politically correct.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that.
Yeah. How would you say it?
I transitioned back to natural. I'm just a naturalista.
When did you start that journey?
I started 3 times. This is my 3rd time. The first time I started was in 2008. But this journey I started about 2.5 years ago. So kind of like forced into it. I got a perm.
Okay.
And my body had an allergic reaction to it, so I broke out into hives wherever the perm touched on my head. So like even my shoulders, my neck, I broke out. So I literally had to cut the perm out and just stop using perms. So
Dang.
Was it a bad product or was it just a
I'm
bad
not sure what
implementation?
I have very sensitive skin. Like for example, I'm allergic to sunscreen, the SPF in it. Like I can't use makeup, chapstick with the SPF in it, anything like that.
What's an SPF, by the way?
SPF is the actual sunblock, the thing that's guarding your skin from the sun rays.
Gotcha.
I can't use that like the banana boat stuff. When I go to the beach, I wear long sleeves, and I'm allergic to the sun rays. So the same things that the banana boat would do to my skin, break out in hives, the actual sun rays does to my skin too. So I literally have to cover up when I go outside in the summertime because
You break out.
I break out really bad.
I don't like. That's hard to believe. You got good skin.
Well, I don't think so, but I appreciate it. I think I'm getting better, that I'm getting older, and I have changed my eating habit and my diet. So I feel like that has helped out and I'm not in that adolescent prepubescent stage where, you know, acne was my number one enemy. But I feel like because I know more about my body, because I am older, that I'm more in tune with it, so I know what to consume to make my skin cool. So
let's take it back a little bit. You were born and raised in the States?
yes.
Okay. Man.
Born and raised
in the States. You grew up in Maryland? Or?
Both my parents are military, Army, so I'm a military brat. But I was literally born at Andrews Air Force Base. So, like, it's funny because my brother and I have an ongoing joke. He calls me Jet Black because I'm the darkest one in my household. Excuse me. So my mom was in labor with me on the plane. So she almost had me basically on a jet.
Man.
And so he calls me Jet Black. But you know, brother, sister, we go back in this stuff. So, but I was born at Andrews Air Force Base. For the most part of my childhood, I grew up in PG County, Maryland.
Oh, gotcha. So throughout this process, being that your parents are military, I'm pretty sure because my dad, well, our dad is military too, and we had a son code to live by. So with the hair thing, like, was there a specific code you had to live by?
With the hair thing, there wasn't. My parents are definitely not your typical military parents. My mom spoiled me and my brother a lot. My dad, for the most part, did too. So I wouldn't say it was a typical code to live by, besides, you know, make your bed up in the morning. And, you know, certain things had a certain place, but everything else, we were very independent and raised independently and raised to go after what you believe in. So, you know, it was very open household.
Different people have, you know, like different routes to like that natural hair. Some people, you know, it's like, oh, that's the end thing now. That's the hype. If you, like you say, you were kind of forced into it. And so how did the name Typical BlaQueen come about?
Yeah. The name Typical BlaQueen came about because I didn't want to strictly be known as the natural hair enthusiast, because I have so much to offer. My natural hair is just a part of who I am. But my voice is also a part of who I am, and I want to put that out there too. Just my personality is a part of who I am. So if I was to like use a name with the word natural in it, most people are just going to assume that I am talking about natural hair when I have way more to offer than just natural hair tips and stuff like that. So Typical BlaQueen for me came about when I came from a childhood with insecurities, you know, self-doubt, low self-esteem. And as a Black woman growing up in, you know, a Black female growing up in that type of world where you were kind of like, you know, dismissed in a lot of things, or you were always set to a certain standard, as in, okay, well, you're a dark-skinned, angry Black girl. Like, you really don't have anything going for you but that, and you mouth off and you fight all the time. Like, that's basically what people thought about me. And some of it was true, you know, I can't help that. But I wanted Typical BlaQueen to be that, okay, I am phenomenal at what I do. I'm astounding. And I wanted to be to the point where whenever someone saw me, they said, oh, that's what she does all the time. It's so typical of her. She's such a queen, but that's just who she is. So that's how Typical BlaQueen came together.
And you're helping women find confidence, you know, and power through natural hair.
Right.
How are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
well, a lot of women have inboxed me or, you know, emailed me saying that they are so unsure about themselves on the natural hair journey because, number one, most people do the big chop. And for women, our hair is our femininity. So when you just chop your hair off and you're not used to that, you know, you have women thinking that, oh my God, I look like a boy, I look like a man, or my facial structure is so strong. And then, you know, some women don't know how to do makeup. So they're like, they think that them going natural or going back natural would be ugly. And I try to reassure them that how can something that you were born with be ugly? Like, you know, that's not what it is. Like, if you go back to your natural state, you can find ways to work around that awkward stage. There's always going to be an awkward stage. But once you work around that and find what's good for you, you'll prosper and be beautiful.
And be beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly. What is a natural way for you? Like, say, for example, if a little girl walks up to you and she asks you, like, overall, like, you know, you're into hair. So what is a natural way? What kind of move? Like, if it's a movement, how do I get started? And how do I stay in it?
Well, for the natural hair community, I feel like it starts off as a fad. People are only doing it because they see a lot of other people doing it. But in the process of it being a fad, people actually fall in love with their natural hair.
Is there anything wrong with having a perm? Having like, as a
I don't
black
think
woman?
so. I think that having perms, weaves, whatever you want to do with your hair, whatever makes you feel comfortable in yourself, do it. Just do it the healthy way. So, you have women walking around here with no edges. And that's because their weave is, or their perms stay on too long, or their weave is too tight. Do it in a healthy sense. If you want longer, stronger hair, that's cool.
Dang.
What? What happened?
My bad. You just said women walking out with no edges.
No,
I just think of the memes on Instagram.
But that's like an
and
epidemic. Like there's an epidemic of like lost edges. Like there's got to be a crate of edges somewhere in the world where, like, I swear, because it's just men too. Men, I don't know if you've seen the videos, but men get weave too. They got those lace fronts for men.
I'm
So
gonna give me one of those. Man. Why y'all think I've been wearing this hat all the time, fam?
oh my god,
My hairline is receding.
But now, what are some of the things you must do to become a natural hair influencer?
well, I started my YouTube video, my YouTube channel, where I show tips on how to style your hair. Right now, I still feel like my hair is in that awkward stage, but it's at a certain length. It's growing, but my hair grows slow. Just to show women that you can style your hair. It can be easy. I consider myself a lazy natural, so I don't like doing my hair. I don't consider myself a stylist. I only do it because I have to, because I feel like I can walk around with an afro. I think that's totally acceptable. But sometimes an afro isn't healthy because your hair is just out, being exposed to the elements, being exposed to, like, rubbing against fabric and stuff like that. I try to show women that there are styles that you can do. You don't have to go pay someone to do it. You can do it yourself, and it can make you look and feel a certain way. So practice makes perfect too. So
I'm sure you get, like, as a natural hair. I keep thinking owner is not politically correct. Please, if there's a better way to say it.
I mean, you could just call it. You can call what I call my natural hair friends. I call us curl friends, coil friends, naturalistas. But I get what you're trying to say. You're not offending me by saying natural hair owners.
I hope I'm not offending no viewers right now. You know what I'm saying? This thing, 2018, people are all mad about it.
It's sensitive.
But like, as a YouTube vlogger and as a naturalista. What are some annoying questions that you get, so like, even just, because I'm sure you get some.
How do I make my hair grow longer? That's the basic question. And it's with the natural hair community, I think that a lot of people are basing their beauty of their hair off the length of it and the texture. And so what I get a lot is maybe women with like a 4C type hair sending me a picture of a woman with like loose 3C hair saying, what can I use to get my hair like this? You can't, baby. Like, your hair not ever going to do that. Unless you get weave, get the wet and wavy and throw some olive oil in there with some water, and then that's the way you get it. And then length. Length is majority DNA. And I say this all the time, and I don't mean anything by it, but if your mama and your daddy bald, baby, you bald. Ain't no way around it unless something skips a generation and your grandma got Indian hair and then you grow Indian hair. But it's all about your DNA makeup, genetics, and then it's all about what you put in your body. If you eat right, make healthier choices, a healthier living, your hair will start to grow. Not saying it's going to be Pocahontas long, but you'll see growth. So those are those two. How do I get my hair this texture, a certain texture, and then how can I grow my hair faster or longer? I don't know. I'm still trying to get my hair to grow.
You have to like learn all this stuff, like as a black girl,
Yeah, like learning about it. Even with me growing up, my mom. I was actually forced into a perm. My mom had sent me to live with my grandmother over the summer. My grandmother couldn't take my natural hair as a child, so she permed it without my mom's permission. So my mom was heated. So my mom just continued to perm my hair. So it was, at that point, I think I was like 7. So I'm not going to say what year it was, but I was 7. So like perms are socially acceptable. That's what it was. Little black girls had permed hair with the barrettes and the bobos and, so it was always that. And I feel like that me growing up and then going into the natural hair lifestyle, I felt like that I missed out on a lot. I felt like I missed out on who I really was because I didn't have my actual natural hair. That's not what I was born with. So imagine being born with something and then having it taken away from you because of what society thinks. Like, and then growing up and realizing that this is not even a part of me. So it's kind of like lame.
Yeah, that's what happened to me, you know, because I'm left, but I write on my right.
Oh, you were forced into
Yeah, he was forced
to the
into,
right hand.
Yeah,
Right,
okay. Yeah, you used to get
so,
it, but
all that, all that stuff. But now, do you let people touch your hair?
No, like random people, like that's even making me feel weird. Like, no, I don't. If someone
like
asks
dudes just
me,
woke up like, oh, you know.
I've had that happen to me before, and it's not a good feeling.
Why isn't it? Because, you know, like black girls be spazzing when you do that.
I'm not going to say I spaz, but I let her know, you know.
Like dudes, you can get smacked, you know.
And I don't even think it's a black girl thing. I
punch in
think
your
it's a
throat.
personal space thing. Don't enter my personal space without asking me. So it just so happened that my hair, you probably never felt that hair before. And that's cool. I don't mind people asking me like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. I've never seen that texture, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, can I touch your hair? I'm going to still say no, but give me the option to say no. Don't just come reach for my hair. Because at that point, I have all right to like smack you.
Dang.
Because you in my personal space.
I
So,
had to
you
learn
know.
the hard way. You know?
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I was like, dang, your hair lit. I was just trying to say the hair lit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, why do you YouTubers?
Oh, Lord. Why
Are
do
we
you
YouTubers too?
You are.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, why do
us
some YouTubers,
Okay, here we go.
you know, take so much time to get to the point? You know what I mean? Like you start your video and we sitting there like, oh man, this about to lit.
Oh, listen.
Like, bruh, like the title, you see the title, you're like, oh, this is what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And it'd be like 5 minutes before you actually get to the point.
Like why?
Honestly, I don't do that because I have been watching YouTube way longer than I've been actually active on it. And I will, number one point is if I see your YouTube video and it's longer than like 10 minutes, and if it's not needed, even by the title, I know it's not needed, I'm not going to watch it because that's just too much of my time to watch that. I want to skim through it maybe or watch it full through. Maybe a 8 minute at the most. It depends, but I have no clue why YouTubers do that because I hate it.
Fam, I
And
hate
I
it.
will go through the intro is long, whatever you're talking about is long, get straight to it.
To the
And that's
point.
why I try to incorporate in my videos because I know how I am as a viewer. I try to put that out in my videos. What I know I don't want to see or the things that YouTubers do that I hate, I try not to do them. But I don't, to answer your question, I don't know. 'Cause I
Gotcha.
hate it.
Let me ask you this then, you know what I'm saying, while we on that, you know, as a natural hair, you know, enthusiast, influencer, and, you know, you speak to women, a lot of women. What's the bag like? What's the bag looking like?
With the back, what's my coins looking like?
Yeah, your coin.
My coins?
Yeah.
Secure bag
As a
alert.
YouTuber or like in general?
In general, you know what I'm saying, like in this whole journey, you know, your business, everything like that. Because, you know what I'm saying, here at Stuck in the Middle, that's, you know, you're here to, you know, inspire people, and
Yeah.
like, you know, talk about your journey, things like that. So,
To start off, I did not know you can make money doing this. It kind of came out of nowhere. But I'm pretty.
so you start off just as a passion.
It started off as a personal thing. Like, okay, I want to share this, and one of my friends actually kind of saying, "Do a blog," and I'm like, "I'm gonna prove you wrong," and I actually proved her right that it would work. So, but I felt like that it was something that I was just bringing out and just sharing for myself to be transparent, and then all of a sudden the money thing started showing up, and I literally did not know. Like right now I'm focused on trying to figure out, am I even pricing the things that I do right? Because I didn't know that you could do it. So for anybody that's looking into getting into YouTube and, you know, just any influencer world, it doesn't matter what it is. The one point that I can give you that will work is you have to be real about it and be passionate about it because it shows in your work. And that's what people love to see, that you're genuinely good at what you do. So if you're just doing it for the check, it might not work. You might not get the check that you might get something, but it's not the potential that you can get. So
What
Outside-
about consistency?
consistency right now, because I'm only a year and a half.
Yeah, I
maybe
think, yeah,
into
right,
it.
yeah,
year and a half into it. So right now my consistency is just starting to pick up, and that's because I invested in myself. I bought a new camera. I went from Android to iPhone.
Oh,
So
great.
Welcome.
I started,
Welcome to the iPhone
I started, just investing in, I got a dope team, a stylist, a photographer, and just started investing in myself. And as I started caring more about what I put out, when people started noticing me.
While we're on that, touch a little bit on the importance of a team. Like coming from just thinking you could do it all by yourself to actually getting a team. So like the difference between those two worlds.
In the beginning, I felt like I could do it by myself because, like I said in the beginning, I didn't even know there was monetary value in doing the influencer world or like just natural hairstyling. Even with YouTube, like I watch YouTube all the time, and it never dawned on me that I could make money off of it. But I knew that there were other YouTubers who were making hella money off of it. I seen it was one makeup artist. I think her name is Ellery. Like she bought her first Tesla, her first car off of a YouTube check, and I'm like, what, girl? You go black girl, like black girl magic to the fullest power. But I never thought that from me until they sent me the email that's saying, yeah, you can now monetize. And I'm like, what's that mean? Looked it up, found out I can make money. Right now, I feel like that with me having my team behind me, it's a lot less stressful because I know that in the beginning when I was doing it by myself, I was putting out okay content. But now that I have people who believe in me and they help me believe in myself, my content is like 10 times better. It's always good to have a team who supports you and actually believes in you, not just there just to, if you make it, I'm gonna make it too. They have to actually like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my team, I actually like, we vibe together. We will hang out. We actually are friends. So,
Outside of YouTube, what else do you do?
Outside of YouTube, I am I wouldn't say I'm an event coordinator, but I am putting together my second event. It's called Mothers with Motives Brunch. And I'm not certified in it, so I don't want to say that I'm a certified motivational speaker, but I am a motivational speaker and an empowerment coach to women in the DMV area. That face.
Nah, I mean, I just want to, because a lot of like the whole certified thing, the whole certification thing, you know what I mean? Like,
if you know your stuff,
like, you know your stuff. You know your stuff.
You know what I mean?
Who came up with the whole concept?
I guess it's for like regulations. I guess
people who want to make money came up with that.
Yeah, I guess is it for regulations?
I mean, no, it's not. You don't have to be regulated to say that you are a motivational speaker. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I went and looked at classes and priced them, and they are expensive. And I'm like, how am I going to pay someone else to certify me into uplifting someone?
Right.
You got to be crazy. Bye. You know what? I'll just write it, and if you want a certified person, I'll see you later. Like, but that thing is like, it could be someone who has ill intent, and you have that energy around you, and they're at an event and they're speaking and off of a check, and it's like they're not there to uplift; they're there to gain money.
Right.
So my aspect of it is, I want to uplift women because I've been at a low point in my life, and I'm at a high point in my life. And I want to show women, especially women in my demographic, young Black mothers, that you can do other things than just be a mom. You can do other things than just being that Black girl. Like, it's other things out here for you in this world. So that's what I want to show people. And I don't think I need a certification to tell someone that they're good at what they do.
Right.
Man, that's what Stuck in the Middle is about. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's dope though. That y'all,
I wish somebody would come tell me to get a certification to this podcast.
What are 3 things you would absolutely not do with your hair?
Boom.
To your hair.
Definitely would not perm it again. Not going to do that.
Yeah, me either.
Bruh. I need pictures. I need pictures of your hair perms. So I wouldn't perm it. I don't think I would cut my hair again. I don't think I would cut it. And I'm saying this right now because I haven't done it in a while, but I don't think I would ever color my hair again. Because I had some wild colors.
Like that one dude, the Skittle.
Tekashi 69.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, but I have been a honey blonde. On my first big chop, I was honey blonde and then colored it fruit punch red.
Does that affect it? Like the texture?
Color can affect it, but it's all on how you maintain your hair. So if you keep your hair up and keep it keep it from drying out, keep it moisturized, and make sure your scalp is okay, then your hair would be fine.
Do you find men, black, white, Hispanic, or whatever, more attractive to natural hair? I said it like I'm from St. Louis. Natural hair, natural hair girls.
I
like
do.
your DMs be more wet, being natural or dry.
My DM, I get a lot of compliments now that I am natural. I don't know if it's because I honestly don't know, but it's from all type of men, all different diversity of men. I do get a lot of play. I do. I don't know. When I say play, like when I say play, that doesn't mean I act on it. I get a lot of, compliments. I get a lot of men who actually do like natural hair. And it's crazy because for a long time, and I think a lot of black women felt like this, that most men don't like natural hair. And that's why we, go to weaves and perm in our hair. But these men out here, they love the natural sisters.
Yeah. How often are your fingers in your hair?
How often are my fingers in my hair?
Yeah.
Not often. I keep my hands out of my hair because
how hard is that?
That causes breakage. So I really,
Yeah,
constantly touching, feeling, rubbing, it will break it off. Yeah.
Because, like with the whole natural hair influences, like the first thing that come to mind is food. And if I got food in front of me, I don't want to, take a scoop and find hair in it because I'm going to dump everything out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You be doing that?
I would literally do it.
I'd be like this.
Hell no. I literally just dump everything away. Like I just can't. I can't do it.
If
given a chance, like what brand would you want to be ambassador for? That's a natural hair. Yeah.
Okay, so Cream of Nature. Shout out to Cream of Nature.
Yeah, she was ready.
No, because I love Cream of Nature because of the background story of them. Through my mom. My mom grew up, back in the 60s, 70s. Cream of Nature was there for the young natural hair girls. And the fact that they're so prominent still, and they make they made such a difference with my transition from, and I used them when I had perm hair. So they made the transition easier. So I really love Cream of Nature. That's my number one.
Who do you surround yourself with?
All phenomenal people.
I mean, in terms of like hair.
Hair?
Like we're speaking hair, yeah.
Okay, if we speaking natural hair,
yeah.
I try to, all my friends, I'm not going to say I'm the only friend with natural hair, but most of my friends wear weaves. They mostly do. So when I do have a couple of natural friends, like Dana. Dana has natural hair, so, that's my homegirl.
Shout out to Dana, man. She's been on the podcast before, yeah.
Yeah, so like she has natural hair, but majority of my friends they wear weaves or wigs. So,
if there's one thing you want to change in the natural hair community, what would that be?
Just the stigma that because your hair is thicker and coilier and doesn't like fall a certain way or look a certain way, that you're not a real natural, or that you aren't accepted, so because I feel like a lot, especially with this influencer thing, I do feel like sometimes a lot of us 4C hair girls get looked over because of the type of hair we have. If it's not a mixed chick like look, then we not getting that gig, we not getting that job,
right?
And I feel like that we need more representation of what, not saying that 3C, that mixed chick look isn't natural hair, because it is, but don't make it seem like that's the only type of natural that is acceptable. Because my hair is very full, is very thick. When it get wet, baby, it cools down really, really nice. And just by you looking at it, you may think, oh, her hair is dry. But no, my hair is luxurious as hell. And my hair, I can do magical stuff with my hair, y'all. Like literally, like magical stuff. So don't ever think that because your hair is thick or coarse in any way that you aren't post worthy, I guess, like on Instagram or anything like that, or you aren't praiseworthy that you're natural, because you are.
Man.
Do you do natural hair workshops?
I do not.
Why not?
Is that in the pipe?
It has been, but with this whole this natural hair enthusiast vlogging thing, the thing about entrepreneurship, when you step into your calling or your purpose, it opens other doors that you didn't even think about. So I have thought about that, but my purpose has led me to other things that I'm more into than workshops. I'd rather do workshops with building women, just not natural hair women. So if you have natural hair and you want to come to one of my workshops, we can talk about hair, but we're going to talk about building you as a person so you can get comfortable with your hair. Because you're not going to be comfortable with your hair if you're not comfortable with you.
Man, that's lit. I respect that.
What has been your favorite moment, being a natural hair connoisseur?
My favorite moment is just having people DM me and saying thank you. Like, thank you just for being out here doing what you're doing. Thank you for answering me back. Thank you for, just being that person to step forward and speak up for us. And it may not be a whole slew of people, but those people mean a lot to me.
What's that one question that stands out to you, in your DMs or emails and all whatnot? What's that one question you always get? And what's the answer to it?
Oh, I get a lot of questions.
How I get my hair look like yours, girl?
Yeah, that's it. How can I get it to look like yours? A lot of people, when it comes to like the entrepreneurship, they ask me, how do I start? And I'm like, I just started. Stop thinking about it, just do it. Because when I did my first video on YouTube, and it's trash when I look back at it. It's like, oh, it's so whack. But
you gotta live it on there too.
And it's on there, but I want people to see where I started.
Yeah.
See how I was sitting in my living room, and you could hear my kids yelling in the background. And, and you probably still do. But I want you to see where I started off. I didn't have a good camera. I didn't have a camera stand. I was actually propping my camera up on my boyfriend's barber chair. So I was literally using his stuff to help, it focus on me. So I tell people, you just got to start.
Yeah.
And I was so worried about people not watching me, people not seeing what it was. But once I did it, it was like a liberating feeling. Like I just broke away from that self-doubt. It gives you that sense of confidence. Like, okay, I did it. I took the first step. So why not keep going?
Man,
when we started, our walls were not even like this. It was just
you can watch that video too.
I'm gonna go watch it. I love going back.
Yeah.
I love going all the way back on people's Instagrams. I love going back on their YouTube because it gives me a sense of who they are. Because right now, people, especially high up in the influencer world, I guess, and I hate that word. I'm really starting to hate it because it's not really a title. I am more of I'm an enthusiast. That's what I want to call myself. I don't want to influence people. I want them to make their own decisions.
Right.
But if I can help you in making the right decision, I will. So I'm more enthusiastic about the things that I do. So I call myself an enthusiast as opposed to an influencer. But I think at any enthusiast or influencer, they are going to start somewhere. And right now you see these top influencers and their pages look so great. The aesthetic of their page is beautiful. But some people erase all that, back stuff. So you can't really go back unless you real press and Google search.
Right.
But when you scroll back and see where they started from and how you can tell who's doing it just to do it to get fame and
to get clout.
All of that. Yeah. And then you can tell who's genuinely doing it because it's something that they love. It's all in the pictures.
$1 million question.
Oh jeez.
If you had the chance between a lifetime supply of your favorite hair supply on product rather, or guarantee of no more bad hair, which one would you pick?
No more bad hair.
No more bad days.
No more bad hair days.
Yeah, no more bad hair days.
I'm going with the no more bad hair days. Because what I need the product for if I ain't got no more bad hair days?
She's smart.
Yeah.
You smart.
I'm going straight for that.
But does that mean you're going to have to find something else to go with? Something else to do since you don't have no more bad hair, you can't really.
Nah, that's more motivation on my part. If my hair is always going to look good, I'm going to make sure I get my people to get their hair just as looking good as mine.
You're going to get a lot of questions too. It's like, yo, how your hair really, really get like this?
It's like, yeah, it was a $1 million question and I answered it and I got it. It was a wish come true.
Man. Yo, we got to wrap up though. Every good thing comes to an end. We really appreciate I it's a big thing now, saying natural hair. I appreciate it. I like girls with natural hair.
Okay.
Because I got natural hair. That's why I do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking nothing now.
Now, but before we close though, I always ask this question. What is success to you?
Success to me is being happy in anything that you do. Because you could be financially successful, successful in your relationship, but if you're not happy within yourself, you're never going to fulfill that actual successful feeling. It's always going to be some type of void. And at that point, when you have a void, then you're really not successful. So I think happiness for me is the ultimate sign of success.
And follow up, what was the lowest point in your whole journey in in life, and how did you overcome it?
My lowest point in my journey, I'm not even gonna lie, and not even to sound boastful, but it's been this past year and a half has been my highest point in life. My lowest point, I guess I would say, just personally for me, is losing my grandmother, because she was everything to me, and she didn't understand what I was doing. She didn't get it, but she knew it made me happy, so she was like, whatever, I got your back. So I lost her, and I'm not able to really talk to her about it anymore. So shout out to Minnie Mae. Birthday's on Tuesday.
Shout out to Minnie Mae, man. Shout out to Grandma.
Yeah, so.
Yes, sir.
How can people reach you on social?
They can reach me at Typical BlaQueen on Instagram and on Facebook, and Typical BlaQueen on YouTube. Website is typicalblaqueen.com.
Typical BlaQueen in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Got a lot of natural hair, enthusiasts listen to this podcast, and people who are not natural, we know, because that's the beauty of this platform. Our fans, listeners, supporters, they communicate with us. So I really hope this was beneficial. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot.
Yeah. I'm glad, and that's what I'm here to teach, and I'm still learning myself, so I never feel like I'm not ever learning also with people, because it's some of my followers who teach me stuff. I'd be like, word, like, good luck, thank you. Can I screenshot this? Can I share this? Like, so I'm always in that receiving. I'm giving, but I'm also in that mind state that I can't receive. I'm never feeling too good that I can't take someone else's advice. So
you'll forever remain a student of life.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
This episode has been brought to you in partnership with Perfect Office Solutions, providing office space to entrepreneurs in the DMV area. So if you need office space, make your business legit. Let them know we sent you. You get 10% off in your monthly lease. That's 10%, fam. That's a lot.
10%, that's a lot.
Yeah, you can use promotion code SITM podcast, and they'll hook you up. And that's actually where we had, the event yesterday. Yeah. Shout out again to everybody who came out.
Shout out to Chico for actually holding on.
Yes, sir. You can take it away.
Yeah, man. As always, you've been listening and watching to SITM podcast, Stuck in the Middle podcast. Don't forget to review the show on all social platforms.
Yes, sir.
Follow us, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send us emails for referral, comments, questions, concerns at sitmpodcast237@gmail.com. That's sitmpodcast237@gmail.com. Next week on Friday, we'll be sitting down with Kenneth Watson. He is the CEO of Esquire Meals, a gourmet health conscious meal prep company based out of Baltimore, Maryland.
He's killing it, bro.
Yeah, he's killing it.
I'm finna invest in that joint. Get my coins up.
Well, you trying to get fat? Or
no, like invest
in it.
Invest
in it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Do your thing, man.
I'm trying to get big too, you know what I'm saying?
Do your thing, support black business.
Hey, all day, every day.
And on Sunday, we're going to be sitting with Nikki Bailey Jean.
Nikki Bailey Jean. Yes,
what
sir.
a name. Great name, yeah. She's the founder of All Things Ankara, the #1 source of Ankara print.
Hopefully she brings some print.
For who?
For me. I'll take it. Hey.
You've been listening to SITM Podcast. Thank you for watching, and we out.